Hey there, HTK crew. Coach Johnson here. I am back in the office, and I'm gonna, I haven't done a video in a while. It's been a lot going on in the academy, family stuff. I haven't been doing a lot of work with the video stuff. Been doing stuff in the real world. Speaking of that, one of the projects that I'm going to be working on. This is something I've been kind of working on for a long time. We do a lot of instructional videos. We do a lot of videos teaching people how to do Krav Maga, self-defense, jiu-jitsu, things of that nature. And I was thinking of this weekend, and I'm watching a tutorial on how to do something with my car, and it really occurred to me that people, when they want instructionals, generally speaking, there's two camps. There's the guys who are or girls who are already doing something and they want to take the game to the next level, and there's folks who are just they have no clue or very little knowledge and they really want to just find a way to get started. And one of the things that I've done in my 30-year plus career, and I think obviously this is not unique to me, is try to find the simplest, bare bones way to teach a concept or technique so that people can grasp it. Now, I was talking to my kid students this weekend, and we talked about attributes versus skill. And I have these conversations with children because I think they need to know these things. Attributes are the fundamental abilities to then develop skills like strength, endurance, balance, coordination, things that some of which are inherent that you're born with, and some can be improved upon. But we talked about how some people have a natural talent to for physical skills. Perhaps they're natural athletes. Some people are natural intellectuals. They just grasp concepts of math and science, or they have a gift for language or music. So we all have attributes that are the fundamental building blocks of skill building, and then of course we build skills, some of which are easier than others. While I was thinking about this, I'm looking at what I'm doing for HTK Krav Maga and how I've gone to great lengths to break the techniques and concepts down to literally the most basic, simple processes possible, at least that I can think of. And even when I'm teaching techniques in class, when I'm watching a class develop the skill and I'm looking at what they're doing well and what they're not doing as well, it's like I always think, how can I peel away? How can I like sculpt this down to the bare essence so that students can grasp it faster, and then I can go back and add the layers of minutia on. And I'm going to put together this series. It's called Simple Krav Maga. I have the domain, and it'll be on the HTK I am HTK YouTube channel. I also will do it on Rumble, and actually even on Twitter now, because Twitter actually allows you to post videos and whatnot. So I think I'm Coach Johnson HTK on Twitter. So follow me there. But I'm going to take a technique and I'm going to just peel it down to the absolute essence. Now, for some people, this is probably almost too much bare bones. It might be almost too, almost condescending in how I'm going to break this down. However, some people need this level of introduction, and some people actually want to know the essence. What developed that made me bring this technique to light. And in this series, I'm going to talk about the Krav Maga I teach now, and other martial arts too. Obviously, we do jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai, things of that nature. But there's a lot of things that I teach now that are very different than what I taught 20 some odd years ago. And if I teach something different, there's a reason for it. And it's not just because it's arbitrary, like, oh, I like this technique. I have to look at the technique and I have to go, all right, this is different than what have like a split test. I have an A technique and a B technique that handle the same problem, because self-defense is problem solving. And I look at what is going to be the most effective solution for this problem. Now, sometimes it is the easiest solution. Sometimes it is the most effective solution. They aren't always the same. And there's a reason why I, in my program, have chosen one over the other. And sometimes there's other instructors who have a different problem-solving solution for the self-defense attack that they're being faced with. And most of the folks that I know also can articulate the reasons why. And this is what I want my instructors to be able to do, which is why when I do an instructor test for HTK, it's not just, hey, demonstrate these moves and teach a class so I can watch you. It's like I literally take the techniques and I want them to be able to articulate and recall these basic key elements that I put for each move. And that's something that is unique to what I do. I mean, at least as far as I'm aware, I don't know anybody else that does this for Krav Maga certification. It doesn't mean that the other ones are wrong. I really want the folks that represent HTK to be able to take every technique, and when someone asks them, what is this technique solving, and why do we choose this one, and why don't we choose XYZ, I want them to be able to articulate that. That's an important thing to me, which is why HTK Krav Maga as an instructorship may not be for everyone. There are folks who are just gifted athletes, and everything comes easy to them. That often leads them to having a difficult time or to then transfer that knowledge to someone else. What I found is oftentimes the very best instructors are folks who are good at what they're doing, but they probably aren't the most naturally gifted, which means they had to struggle and overcome some kind of a challenge in acquiring that skill, which usually in my experience means they have a better chance of then sharing it and explaining how they overcame XYZ challenge. And then also when you teach, you have to reverse engineer everything. So if you have a student who's not getting the concept of the technique that you're showing him or her, you have to then look at the technique in your head and go, okay, how can I make this easier for them to understand? We have visual and auditory and kinesthetic learners and all that kind of stuff. That's basic pedagogy. It's like everybody should know that stuff. But when you start teaching frequently, you start getting this level of detail down. Anyway, it's a long-winded explanation for what I'm doing. So Simple Krav Maga is going to be the series. It will be a part of the HTK channel, which will be obviously part of something we do for the instructors and the students. But I want to be able to peel away all the layers to the rawest, barest bones reconstruction. So that is what we're working on. And I'm obviously, if you're on the monthly subscription, the HTK family, you'll have access to this too, of course. But I'm excited about it because my mission with HTK is to bring Krav Maga self-defense, problem solving through physical aggression to as many people as I possibly can, as effectively as I possibly can. So you guys have a great day. And today is in the U.S. is Memorial Day, the day we remember those who have given their lives to give us the lifestyle and the opportunities we have. So if you are in the U.S., please take a moment and give some thanks. It's a big important holiday for me. A lot of my family was military. They're all retired or no longer with us. But there are a lot of folks who lost family members in the course of securing our freedom, and I hope you guys keep them in mind. All right, talk to you later.